this chapter felt quite short, to be completely honest. You can break it down into two parts basically. Koga and him trying to make the decision on whether or not to make it to the inside, and the second part of the chapter, which is a lot more interesting, with the fight between Okubo and Sekabayashi, which is actually fairly interesting to see how it goes down, mainly because of the analysis that is happening and how certain characters are being portrayed. But let's start from the beginning. The chapter's name is Sudden News, obviously, and it starts off with Koga talking to Metsudo about going to the inside. Now, Metsudo is slowing Koga down for a bit because clearly, he knows that Koga is probably not ready to go into the inside. I said it in my last chapter review. Koga isn't necessarily strong enough to deal with what will happen on the inside. If you consider the possibility of who we'll meet in the inside, and also the fact that the inside isn't even in a good position right now. There's a lot of turmoil going on, and there's actually a lot more portrayal of the inside as this place that no one really wants to go, that's basically growing as well. So the inside is kind of engulfing the society around it. So the inside is not a good place at all, and when we get to the inside, we'll definitely get to see that. But it looks like it's like there are monsters inside. Like, that's how it feels when they talk about the inside and how dangerous that place is. It's like we're gonna go in and we're gonna see dinosaurs or some shit. But we have Misasa and Metsudo talking to Koga here, and they're saying, look, chill out, think about what you really want to do, because once you go into the inside, potentially after that, your life might be done. And with that, Koga, he goes on and he basically goes to think about it, right? He's not sure what to do at this point in time. A part of him wants to go, but he isn't even sure that Ryuki's in danger. Is it even worth the risk at all at this point? Could he ruin his life in vain, right? So that's the first part of the arc. The chapter. What I think about this is, a part of me, I did say last chapter that Koga's probably not ready. But I have a feeling that Koga might end up going, and that's due to the second part of the chapter itself, where Koga gets a call, and it's from, I forget this guy's name, the one getting trained by Sekabayashi at the moment. Yeah, I completely forgot his name, but he calls him, and he's like, yo, Sekabayashi is gonna have a fight against Okubo. And we hear here that Sekabayashi has no prep time, right? So he is filling in for someone else, so he's not ready, but he's fighting regardless. This is very important, right? Because this might motivate Koga to go in, even though the circumstances are heavily against him, because Sekabayashi, at least from what we can tell here, he doesn't have good portrayal when compared to Okubo. Okubo is just, he's on a completely different league. At least that's how Koga kind of sees the situation. Koga doesn't think Sekabayashi can beat Okubo without prep time. And again, it does seem like Okubo is the favored one here. Now, granted, a lot of people don't like Okubo, at least from what I've seen, right? There's a lot of clown energy when it comes to Okubo, but Okubo is one of the strongest characters in the entire series. He may not be low Oma level, but really, there's a handful of those, right? I can count that tier of fighters on like on my two hands at most. So yeah, Okubo, he's no slouch at all. Now, will Sekabayashi win? If he does, it's gonna be a huge blow to Okubo. That Okubo portrayal, it's gonna go down the drain and into the mud. It is. But if Sekabayashi loses, then, well, that he'll have an excuse. But I don't even think Sekabayashi winning is the point, right? I don't even think that's the point, really. Because I can already see how Sekabayashi has established the situation for Koga. Like, look, I'm not prepared. I'm going for it anyway. Maybe it's for the love of fighting or whatever. But this situation already is set up to where Koga can come to the conclusion that, look, I might lose a lot, but this is something really important to me, right? So I'm going to dive in. And we could have Koga in the inside arc. Now, I did see some other comments, of course, the way they were saying maybe Sekabayashi is trying to show Koga that you shouldn't go in prepared by losing to Okubo. Nah, it doesn't strike me as Sekabayashi, unfortunately. It just doesn't. So, yeah, it's gonna be very interesting to see how this fight goes on. But I don't even think like the fight itself is necessarily important. It's more so that this will be the foundation in which Koga will make his decision, right? But it'll be interesting to see the fight nevertheless. My bets are on Okubo, obviously. But if Sekabayashi manages to pull the win, that will be massive for Sekabayashi. It really will be. So, yeah, that's the review for the chapter. What are your thoughts, right? Do you think Koga is going to make it to this arc? Should he even be in this arc? Now, granted, I am flip-flopping around as per the chapters, but I'm kind of reacting like everyone else. So, even though I do think Koga isn't, strong enough to be in this arc, it could be the fact that it's not necessarily about strength. It's about him, going in to save his friend, right? That's important. Everything else, he'll have to take it as he comes. And it's not like he's going there alone, right? There's probably going to be like a squad, right? You're going to have Oma there. You're going to have, I'm going to release a video of... No, wait. At this point, when this video comes out, it should be in my channel, right? So I did my predictions for the inside arc and who we might see there at the very least. So yeah, like, sub, all that fun stuff.